Millions of houses exist in the world, yet only a small fraction of those are anything special. And whilst it's easy to simply throw money at a property, you'll be surprised to see that the most expensive places aren't always the most amazing and awe-inspiring.
Amazing!
From architects and visionaries at the top of their game, here are 20 of the coolest houses you just need to know about. Number 20. Glass House. This place was designed by So Fujimoto architects to let in a whole new level of natural light. Located on a populated street in Tokyo, Japan, the only thing this house is missing is some privacy. The 914 square foot home was built like a treehouse, with layers of living spaces built in throughout. It truly contrasts the typical concrete block walls seen in most of Japan's dense residential areas. Number 19. The Heliodome. This bioclimatic solar house is seen in Coswiller in the Alsatian countryside of eastern France. The house is designed as a giant three-dimensional sundial set on a fixed angle in relation to the sun's movement to provide shade during the summer months, keeping the inside temperature cool, and during fall, winter and spring, sunlight enters the large windows as the sun's position is lower in the sky, thus warming the living space. Number 18. Giant Seashell House. Designed by architect Javier Senosiain of Arquitectura Organica and built in 2006, this house in Mexico City was inspired by the work of Gaudi and Frank Lloyd Wright. Looking like some sort of seashell, it's a real house built for a young family with 2 children who were tired of living in a conventional home and wanted to change to one integrated to nature. Number 17. Caterpillar House. The use of shipping containers in residential builds is quite popular nowadays, and this one has to be one of the coolest. Created by architect Sebastian Irarrázaval, this structure is located on a hillside just outside of Chile's capital city, Santiago, and boasts views of the Andes Mountains. The property measures 350 square meters and comprises a total of 12 used shipping containers. Number 16. House on the Rock. This unusual build is perched atop a rock sitting squarely in the middle of the Drina River in Serbia. It was originally created in 1968 by a group of young men who sought a convenient area to lounge in when visiting the river, and has, unsurprisingly, remained a constant attraction to locals and tourists. It has been pounded by the nature since it was built, but has survived, which is a possible testament to the quality of materials used to build it. Number 15. Stone House. Most people think living under a rock is something to avoid, but for one Portuguese family, it's a dream come true. Looking like a big boulder, you'd be surprised to know that this place actually has a door, a chimney, and a window, and has become a huge tourist attraction. Number 14. The Glass Pavilion. Dubbed the most minimalist house ever designed, this house is built in California, precisely in Montecito. The architect behind this project is Los Angeles Starchitect Steve Herman, who initially designed this house for himself. After having second thoughts, he sold the place for an estimated $24 million. Number 13. Modern Razor Residence. Another luxurious pad from California, this 4-bedroom, 6-bathroom contemporary building has 10,000 square foot of space and was sold in May of 2008 for a mere $39 million. Designed by San Diego-based architect Wallace E. Cunningham, it is made of glass, steel, and white polished concrete. Number 12. The Hobbit House. Built with maximum regard for the environment, and with a cost of only around $5,000, this Hobbit house from Wales, which resembles the place from Lord of the Rings, took only 4 months to build. It's got to be one of the coziest homes ever built, and its construction is very well documented online. Number 11. The Roundabout House. This is probably just an evolved version of the former house. Like a robo-hobbit house, it is located in the Czech Republic and has been constructed by a 73-year-old builder since 1981. It's called the Roundabout House because it can rise and fall like a periscope. Now that's cool. It was built the way it was because the builder got bored from constructing normal homes, and being underground, it's at a stable temperature all year round. Number 10. The Jellyfish House. Bringing back some modernity, this 3-story abode is made almost completely of concrete and features an unbelievably awesome rooftop swimming pool with a see-through foundation. It is located in Marbella on the Mediterranean coast of Spain and is truly the type of place that is guaranteed to impress. Number 9. Queret House. This is the narrowest house in the world, but what it lacks in width, it makes up for in uniqueness. This 2-story art installation was named after Israeli writer and filmmaker Etgar Keret. The building measures a mere 3 foot at its narrowest point and 5 foot at its widest point, so it's not exactly built for the morbidly obese. Number 8. Antilla. This is the most expensive private residential house in the world, valued at upwards of $1 billion. It is owned by one of the richest people in the world, Mukesh Ambani, the owner of a petrochemical company. Every one of its 27 stories has been built to a different specification, and because of its enormity, just to maintain it, 600 staff are permanently present in the residence. It's certainly one of the coolest houses, but some shun it for looking like a huge office skyscraper instead of a house. Number 7. Skysphere Tiny House. This futuristic tower of steel and glass overlooks the rolling hills of New Zealand and was created by John O. Williams, a mild-mannered graphic designer by day and unabashed dreamer by night. What started as an ambitious design concept became real after he ordered 4 tons of steel from China. $75,000 and 3,000 hours later, the Skysphere was complete, instantly becoming one of the most imaginative and unusual tiny houses ever built. Number 6. Wallstrom House. This has got to be one of the most amazing wooden styled houses in the world. Architect John Lautner designed this incredible home in the late 60s in the Santa Monica area, and it is still a timeless piece of architecture today. The simplicity of its open plan interior is just as awesome as its exterior. Almost like a bird's nest, it has a balcony which is perched in the upper corner of the living room, making it feel as though you're wandering through the trees. Number 5. The Mirror Cube. Tree houses are cool, but this one, which is a unique form of hotel accommodation in Sweden, takes it to a whole new level by maintaining a cool, clean, Scandinavian design. The Mirror Cube is a 4-meter wide square hideout among the trees, camouflaged by mirrored walls that reflect the surroundings, making it almost look invisible from the outside. Number 4. The Pole House. Located in Fairhaven, Australia, and suspended 131 feet above the beach, is this dazzling house designed by F2 Architecture. It was actually built in the 70s and has since been amazingly restored. To enter the house, you'll have to walk along its dramatic glass walkway, which makes it seem like you're practically floating to your retreat. Number 3. Flintstones House. The idea of this house came from architect Philip John Brown, who suggested to create a house that looked like a rock formation. Since the land is situated near to the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreational Area, unlike most multi-million-dollar pads, the interior of this place has irregularly shaped, rugged lines to mimic the texture of rocks. Aside from its impressive design, this home also offers a breathtaking view of the Pacific Ocean, Boney Mountains, and Los Angeles. Number 2. Casa Kimball. Completed in December 2008. This is a private beach house, getaway and luxury rental villa located on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Situated on 3 acres of pristine property, surrounded by almond trees and cocoa palms, it also lies on a cliff, meaning that each of its full 8 suites has an incredible panoramic view of the Atlantic Ocean. Number 1. Waterfall Home. What do you do when there's not enough space to build a full house on a piece of land? Build it on a waterfall, like this house in Pennsylvania, which was designed by the architect Frank Lloyd Wright, who is one of the most famous architects ever. This home is so amazing that it was on the cover of Time magazine in 1938 and is appropriately called Falling Water. It was finished after 3 years in 1939 and instantly became famous, standing as a National Historic Landmark today. In addition to its subtle exterior, which matches its surroundings, the interior is spacious and also decorated to match the aesthetics of nature. All houses considered, which one would you choose to live in? Thanks for watching and subscribe to Be Amazed.